Today we're going to be discussing repetition and rhyme in poetry. Repetition is the use of repeated words and phrases in a poem. Repetition is used for rhythmic effect and emphasis. Many poets use repetition to express their ideas in interesting ways. It can also add to the emotional impact of a story. That means how it makes somebody feel. I want you to explain what words rhyme with each other when their endings sound the same, such as pouring and roaring. There are examples of repetition in Captain's Log on page 320 and 321 of your small textbook. In some lines, the repeating sounds also rhyme, giving the poem a musical quality. I'll find some examples, then you, not your partner, are going to find more examples. So let's start by looking at Captain's Log. Remember, we have multiple stanzas on one page. I'm going to look at the first stanza. We set sail from port in Spain, sun high, no sign of rain. The sea was satin, so blue, so blue. Our ship was a bird, we flew, we flew. First, I want to find evidence of rhyme. Words that sound the same at the end. Spain and rain rhyme. Blue and flew rhyme. Next, I'm going to find some repetition. Here they repeat, so blue, so blue. That's an example of repetition. Underneath that, we have another example of repetition. We flew, we flew. I want you to pause the video and reread this next stanza. I want you to see if you can identify words that rhyme and words that repeat. Pause the video here and reread this stanza. If you're still watching, it means that you have reread this stanza and found some words that rhymed. Weird, feared. They don't have the same spelling, but they have a very similar sound. Drum and tum. Now, the repetition was not at the end this time. We have thunder rumbled and thunder rumbled here. I want you to pause the video and find the rhyme and repetition in the third stanza. Pause the video. You may have found rhymes such as pouring and roaring, terrified, and wide-eyed. How many of you noticed that they repeat the word pouring twice? And they repeated the word roaring twice. I want you to go through and see if you can find the rhymes and repetitions in the last three stanzas. Pause the video here and look for those rhymes and look for those pieces of repetition. Then unpause the video and keep watching because I'm going to point them out as well. We have some rhymes in the the fourth stanza. Ship and slip rhyme. Me and see also rhyme. You may have noticed some repetition here where the word slip is written 3 times in a row to emphasize perhaps how slippery their feet were. The fifth stanza, mast and last rhyme. Crew and through also rhyme. I did not see much repetition except for at last, at last. The final stanza, the sixth stanza, call and tall, sail and gale, those all rhyme.